Hi, it's Kyle T. Mosley of HBCU Legends as well as Black Sports Insiders. Tonight, I'm going solo, guys. Nah, not quite, but I got Coach Darryl Stewart on the line with me. Coach, how you doing, man?
Doing well, Mr. Moses. How about yourself tonight?
Doing good, man. So we're going to talk a little bit about what happened this past weekend in Black college football and talk a little bit about some NFL stuff as well, man. But all in all, how do you feel about what happened this week?
Some major upsets in the conference this week, man. Some guys just didn't have their team ready to play, man. And, it's fortunate that, a lot of teams now really can see where they're at and hopefully rebound. But I just think right now that this week is going to decide the East and the West. So, unfortunate, some upsets happen, but clearly, you have to give your hats off to Alcorn State and Jackson State for the job that they've been doing.
All right, well, good. I guess we kind of concur there, especially Alcorn being 3-0 in the SWAC West right now. A lot of people at the beginning of the season, they were kind of unsteady how they were performing. Looks like they have settled in. They got a quarterback, right?
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, but let's talk about what happened in Houston, man. And I saw it firsthand. Southern University is a very resilient team. That's what Coach Terrence Graves was talking about after the game, but he had a lot to say about his team. He also had a lot to say about what he thought about the team when they came back to win. This is their second time, Coach, in 3 weeks that they come to Texas and do the Texas two-step, he said. So let's listen to what Coach Graves had to say.
You've got to catch it and got to get it away.
Oh, my goodness.
And a block punt. The Tigers pick it up. And oh, my goodness. Charles, don't jump out of the booth here. A blocked punt now. Southern is going to.
Coach, quick thoughts about this win.
It's a hard-fought win. Our team showed a lot of moxie, a lot of guts, a lot of resilience. It was tough to play. Situations were hard, seemed impossible, but those guys continued to fight, and we came out victorious.
Second time you went through a battle here in Texas, and you came off with an overtime win. How does that feel?
It feels wonderful. To God be the glory. We did complete it. The Texas two-step. Go Jags!
Coach, where are you getting this magic from? This is twice in 2 SWAC games.
Well, it's not magic. It's just those guys are resilient. I talk about this team all the time. This team has the heart of a champion. They not always look the best of the prettiest all the time, but I keep telling you, this team won't quit. They won't quit. These guys are going to fight. They're going to continue to work and let the outcome be what it is.
You got to admit, though, you got a huge break on the punt botch.
I mean, that's part of the game. It's a break. It's a break for us nonetheless. I mean, they got breaks too. That's part of the game, and we were able to capitalize on that, and that's why you got to play every play.
The call, the game-winning touchdown was Quay.
Well, we knew that they were going to bring pressure. We knew they were going to bring pressure, and we knew that because we had been running the ball, they stacked the box, and we knew that they were going to bring pressure. And so you had to take that. You had to take that one-on-one, and Quay made a tremendous catch, and Noah made a great throw. Again, it's just like, hats off to him. Guys are ready. They stay ready. We always tell them, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And so regardless of the adversity and things of that nature, he stayed focused, he stayed locked in, came out and did a good job.
Talk about the win.
Well, first of all, I want to give all glory and praise to the man up above. Without him, none of this would have been possible. And I'm just grateful that he put me and my team in the position to even have this type of outcome. But with that being said, it was a hard-fought win all across the board. We started off slow, and we're no strangers to coming back. So it was just a hard-fought win.
How did you feel when they pulled you? What was going through your mind coming back in?
Yeah, so I sprained my ankle in the first quarter, and it was a little messed up at first, and I took some medicine. Once it kicked in, I hopped right back in the game, and that was it. I wasn't really thinking too much of it. I knew that my fellow brother took set, he was going to take care of business.
What is it about this team, how they play comebacks?
Yeah, it's not ideal. It's not. We don't. I mean, of course, we want to win the game, so we got to just start off faster. That's all. We got to figure out what it is that's making us start off slow. We got to fix it.
Is it cardiac kicks? Can we say that now?
Nah, I wouldn't say that. Nah, I wouldn't say that.
Take me through the play call you to Quay. Just take me through that process.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, Quay's a baller. And mind you, he came from this school, so we knew he was gonna put the ball in the playmaker's hand, and he was the person we called on to do it. He made a play for us, just like he always does.
Yeah, we went to Houston, Texas, to take on Texas Southern University. It was a great environment, great weather, great crowd, a lot of energy in the Shell Energy Stadium. Texas Southern, Coach Dishman had those guys fired up, ready to go. We got in there, and we fell behind 14-0 at halftime, and we went in and reset, and we came out in the second half. We were able to make some plays, and we were fortunate to tie the game up to take it to overtime, and then the guys continued to be resilient and play well, and we were able to pull off the victory. And hats off to our players and our coaching staff for staying focused and staying resilient against a very good and determined Texas Southern football.
All right, Coach, what's your thoughts, man?
Yeah, Coach Graves, his team fought to the very end, Kyle. And, it's unfortunate that Texas Southern made a mistake at the end and Southern University capitalized on it, But I have to give hats off to Coach Graves. His guys fought to the very end.
Right.
And Southern University came out victorious.
Yeah, Southern outgained Texas Southern 167 rushing yards, 187 passing yards. They also had more first downs, 19-14, but they found themselves trailing at the end, Coach. But when it came down to that pivotal punt or not punt, the decision was made by Coach Dishman to go ahead and punt the ball and not take the safety. That's been a point of contention with some of the fans about what happened at the game. What's your thoughts as a coach?
Yeah, clearly, I know what's going through his mind right now at the point of the game, but he probably was trying to let his special team coordinator handle everything. But as a head coach, it falls on you. Clearly, he should have took the safety. But I thought Texas Southern didn't do a great job of managing the clock.
Right.
They had the ball with 2 minutes left. All they needed to do was get one first down. And when he didn't snap that ball on the 3-second mark, I thought something was going on right then and there. So, big coaching mistakes on Coach Dishman's part. But, he's in year one, and he's going to have to correct that. I heard his press conference where he said he's going to have to make some necessary corrections. And that's what it's all about, knowing your mistakes and owning up to them. And clearly they made big mistakes that cost them the ball game.
Let me ask you this question, Coach. And as a coach, there's been some people rumbling about the fact that they felt Coach Dishman wasn't taking ownership. Is that how you saw it as well?
Well, yes and no. Because when you're in the heat of battle, a lot of things are going through your mind. And I know he was in the heat of battle. And sometimes you don't think before you say things. And, I heard him as well. I heard his press conference where, some of the things that he said. Well, I wouldn't say it as a coach. But, every head coach is different. Every head coach has their own philosophy. And so, it starts with you. It ends with you, and it starts with you as the head coach. I'm not gonna criticize him. He's in that learning mode of year one, and so you're gonna make mistakes.
What do you? But let me ask you this, Coach, because you don't want to get into pointing fingers and saying somebody should have said this, shouldn't have said that. And I know reactions right after the games could be very emotional for a coach as well as with players as well. I saw the emotions from the Texas Southern guys deflated. I saw the jubilation from the Southern Jaguars, and then you saw some guys chopping at each other, and that's to be expected as well. But I think all in all, as a head coach, do you kind of want to wait and reserve judgment until after you see the film, or do you point out specific plays or players about how they should have done better in this game? Is that something that's natural?
Well, first thing he should have had was his play sheet, and he would have been there. I don't know how he does his play sheet. He would have been able to capitalize and read off his play sheet to the media, and they would have been able to talk about that particular mistake. Because, right then and there as a head coach, okay, we shake the punt. Then I'm writing that down as the head coach. Well, we shanked it with, a minute or something left. I'm taking my notes then as the head coach. I don't know how he does his as far as game management. That would have helped him out better when it comes to the media, because he was talking more off just his first instinct. I didn't see him looking down at any notes or whatever.
No, he didn't have any notes. And I did ask him about the punt, the decision that went into either taking the safety or executing the punt. He said, without a doubt, they were going to punt the ball, and I'll let you guys listen to that as well. We'll be back in 2 minutes to be able to listen to Coach Dishman's take on the game.
Hey, it's Jared. Let me show you how I created my dorm room vibe for less with Amazon. I have tons of different clothes. I have some pajama pants, more pajama pants. People say I have too much. I don't really listen to people. I love to journal. I got my gratitude journal, I got my mantra journal, and I got my 5-minute journal. And I got a package from Amazon. Let's see what we got for today. This is perfect. This is my journal that I journal about journaling. Dear Diary, I wish I had more PJs.
Amazon fall favorites are here. Save on fashion, home, beauty, and more. Shop Amazon fall favorites now.
When I push, I feel good. When I push, I feel good. When I push. Feel better when I feel good. When I pull, I feel good. When I push. When I push, I feel good. When I pull, I feel good. When I push, I feel good. When I pull, I feel good.
All right, Kyle T. Mosley from the Black Sports Insider is here with you tonight. I have Coach Darryl Stewart on the line with me. He is on the phone. He's from the HBCU Legends podcast that he and I share as well. Coach, let's hear what Coach Dishman had to say because he has some very interesting takes on the game. Coach, can you recap the game for us?
We didn't do enough. They stayed into the fight. We knew it was going to be all the way to the end. So we had a backup punt. Stesless, we dropped the ball, get it blocked. And you can't overcome stuff like that. We're a team that we have to have everything done right. If one or two things go wrong, we're going to possibility of having someone lose the game. And it's me as a coach, I have to practice it more. But it's them as players have to understand the situation. It's not like they didn't know the situation. They knew we had snap, catch, kick. It's as easy as that.
Did you consider possibly taking a safety instead of having him go through it?
No. Well, we got a Jerry is a good enough kicker. I thought he can kick it and change the field, and that's what we're trying to do. As far as taking a safety, no.
What's the message you have for your kids afterward?
We need help. We're going to need help. Our goals are still in front of us. We did lose to Southern, but our goals are still in front of us. We've got Grambling in 2 more weeks. We're going to take this bye week, and we're going to coach and teach every little thing possible with football. 1st and 10, 1st and 5, 1st and 2, 1st and 3, 3rd. We're going to go to every phase of football. We're going to teach it. Backup, punting, in the field, sky punting. We're going to teach everything because we as a team have to be able to understand the situation in everything we do. And some guys do and some guys don't. We're struggling offensively. But other people around have to pick up. And we can't start pointing fingers at this or at that. We still have some of our goals in front of us, and that's what we have to keep fighting for, our goals.
Can you talk about the defense, since you're struggling offensively? Defensively, really kept you guys in it most of the game.
They did. Our defense had a hell of a game, so my hat's off to everybody on defense. They played a hell of a game. They kept us into the fight. Jaguar beat a Tiger today.
Coach, when you take a look at the running backs, was it you were just going with the hot hand in terms of going with Renfro versus Quintel?
Well, Renfro ran the ball well. First of all, Renfro ran the ball well in practice. So I'm not surprised he did that in the game. Versus, he ran the scout team running back and he was doing to our defense what he did to their defense. So he had a hot hand. He understood what we was trying to do as far as running the ball, and we stuck with him.
What are some of the struggles, or I guess the best way to ask this, have you guys identified some of those weak points in your offense? Have you guys been working on it for the past several weeks, or do you need to go back to the drawing board?
I'm glad you asked that question, so I have to answer in 2 parts. The first part, we have identified what's going on. The second part, the players have to step up. This game of football always will be a player's game. We can coach it, we can tell them, we can teach it. Okay? The guys know we can't get behind the sticks. We can't hold on 1st down and get 1st and 15. We're behind the sticks. We can't hold on 2nd down and get 2nd and 20, 2nd and 25. We're behind the sticks. So we got to keep up with the sticks. And that's what we're not doing offensively, keeping up with the sticks. We're getting so far behind the sticks, whereas then it's forcing us to pass the ball where we can't run the ball. Our strength is running the football. We've got a lot of good backs over there, as you can see.
Right.
And that's what's going to make us win the rest of these games, by running the football. The team's going to load the box on us. I understand that. Once they load the box on us, our receivers has to get open. Our quarterback has to throw the ball to those receivers. And our receivers have to catch the ball when the ball is thrown to them. You can't see them make the game of football too difficult.
Yeah, you had several drops in the receiving core tonight. Has that been throughout the whole season so far?
No, it has not. Our receiving core started off with the strength of our team, and it's going to remain the strength of our team. They dropped some balls tonight. I have a confidence in our offensive coaches to be able to get them together and get them going, because they have to get going in order for us to win the rest of these games.
Okay, guys, that was Coach Chris Dishman of Texas Southern University talking about the game, the loss that they had to Southern University. It was a 22-19 loss. Coach, what's your take on what you heard from Coach Dishman?
Well, clearly he answered the question from a pro coach standpoint, Kyle.
A pro, interesting.
Not a college coach standpoint.
Okay. What's the difference there between pro coach answering and college pro coach answering?
Well, from a pro standpoint, you're holding the kids accountable from what I took from what he was saying. Holding the kids accountable is more on a pro standpoint, because guess what? In the pro level, when you hold the players accountable, you can release them right then and there. And then from the college standpoint, it's more on the head coach and the assistant coaches. When I hear him say, holding the kids accountable and probably finding some more kids, then that's more of a pro standpoint, because we're on the collegiate level and the kids are going to do what the coaches ask them to do. Okay. And so he stated that he might need to go find some more players, and so I don't know if that's the right thing to say, but, I took it as, he's coming from the pro level, so he's probably accustomed to, if you don't do it, then we'll get somebody else that can do it. And that's what I took from that. Like I said, every head coach has their own philosophy. He has his. But when you don't really want to blame the kid. Now, I didn't take it as him blaming the kid, but when you hear your head coach say he gonna find some more guys or replace the guys that he has, then clearly that's a red flag. So, let's hope he can get it right and they can get ready and rebound for next week.
Okay, everybody out on YouTube, if you're listening to the program tonight, and if you kind of agree with Coach in his analysis there, do you believe that there should be accountability or kids being pointed out for misassignments or mistakes out there at this time and at the collegiate level? Because some people would say, Coach, you're a young man, you're a young adult, you're playing a grown-up game. You could be able to take the hits and take the criticism.
Right. Well, the natural thing to do, Kyle, on the collegiate level is to grade your kids out. I'm sure Coach Dishman and his staff is doing that. They're grading their kids and giving them the grade sheet, grade report, and do the meetings off the grade report. What are their mistakes? What are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? And capitalize from there. Whereas in the pro level, you miss a couple passes or you miss a couple tackles, we can bring you in, we can release you right then and there. So it's a little bit different, but they have a chance to correct it on the collegiate level. But on the pro level, you don't have a chance. You're limited to mistakes. And I think the accountability is different. Now, I will say this, kudos to the NCAA, because at the end of the year, it is now a legitimate cause on releasing a kid. They don't have to keep a kid after 1 year anymore. So, if the kid doesn't, hold up to his accountability or hold up to his potential, then guess what? We can release him at the end of the year.
Okay. Interesting. Jace Wilson, he finally got a chance to start once again. I think the last start he had was against Rice University. Tough outing then. He had a pick six and he sat down for the rest of the game and didn't play for 3 games until this game. And what were your thoughts about his performance?
Yeah, I thought Jace had a great game. He didn't make a lot of mistakes. He managed the game well. And when you look at the game, they dropped a couple of his passes. So I
More
thought
than I think it was around 4 or 5 drops, to be honest.
Right. So I think he did a great job at the quarterback position. Look, clearly this game is a heartfelt loss to Texas Southern.
Mm-hmm.
But you just gotta go in, just put this one behind and regroup, learn from your mistakes. Clearly, what people are going to say, this was a big coaching mistake. But you're allowed to make a mistake. You learn from this, correct it. I'm glad he's not at Jackson State or Southern. They probably would have fired him. But
okay.
But let's just hope he can rebound from this, Kyle, and get ready for the next one.
All right. Let's listen to what Coach Dishman had to say today at the SWAC press conference.
Well, I was very pleased the way our defense would play. They came out, had high energy, and played a heck of a game for us. But as a team, you got to have all 3 phases in order to win. And Southern had all 3 phases, and so that's why they won.
Appreciate those opening comments, Coach. First question goes to Perry Daniels.
Good morning, Coach.
Mr. Daniels.
Coach, your team seemed very well prepared for Xavion T-Set when he came into the game, getting a pick 6 on the very first play of the game. What was it that you all saw during the week on film that had you all so prepared for that?
Well, we have some good defensive coaches, first and foremost. We always scour through the film and try to watch for any little tip that we can get on a team. Then we try to scour through the film and try to find that and try to use it as our advantage.
And specifically regarding him, what is it that you saw?
Well, don't we play these guys again next year?
Oh, okay. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough, Coach. I do have another question though. So your team, you openly stated what your 3 goals were with us, and now one of those goals are in jeopardy in winning the SWAC, which puts the 3rd goal of winning the Celebration Bowl in jeopardy. What is the message to the team now?
We're still alive. We're not dead yet, so don't write us off or don't kill us yet. We're not dead yet, so we're still alive. What we need to do is just go ahead and take care of our business for the rest of the season, and what happens, happens. If we able to accomplish those goals, we are. Then if we're not, we have to set the same 3 goals for next year, and then understand what we have to do for next year. We can't let games be close. We can't go in overtime. We got to be able to put the team out when they're out.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck to you this week.
You got to put the team out when you're out. And he's right about that. They had a chance to be able to put them to bed, but they were not able to do it. 26 seconds left in the game. Call timeout. You chose to punt the ball. Shanks, and then they put it to the bank. So, and that was it, man. I told somebody that was asking me, hey, man, looks like they're going to win the game. I said, there's still time left on the clock. It's always that way. And I'm a Saints fan, and I also report on the Saints, and I've seen strange things happen, Coach, and this is no different, man. And I saw how Texas Southern lost last season to UAPB last seconds, as well as they lost to Prairie View in overtime. Strange things can always happen. Look, we're going to be back in 2 and 2, so we can be able to finish up with talking about HBCU football. We got some exciting news about a couple of games, and we have some teams that perform very well and some players that perform very well as well. We'll talk about those guys in 2 and 2.
killer bankroll. Stones from Leon, yo, I ain't got it all. That means I'm barely home. Trailblazer, stay ballin' with vengeance. My arch is crafty, dogs. Why y'all stuck on Laffy Taffy, wondering? This shot get past me. I've been doing this before. Now it's dropping nasty.
Hey, it's Jared. Let me show you how I created my dorm room vibe for less with Amazon. I have tons of different clothes. I have some pajama pants, more pajama pants. People say I have too much. I don't really listen to people. I love to journal. I got my gratitude journal, I got my mantra journal, and I got my 5-minute journal. And oh, I got a package from Amazon. Let's see what we got for today. This is perfect. This is my journal that I journal about journaling. Dear Diary, I wish I had more PJs.
Amazon fall favorites are here. Save on fashion, home, beauty, and more. Shop Amazon fall favorites now.
When I push, I feel good. When I push, I feel good. When I push. You better move. I feel good. When I pull, I feel good. When I push. When I push, I feel good. When I pull, I feel good. When I When I push, I feel good. When I pull, I feel good.
All right, this Coyote Mosley of Black Sports Insiders here with Coach Darryl Stewart on the line. Coach, last thing, you don't want to keep on beating on a dead horse, but right now, when you look at the SWAC and standings, are we saying Texas Southern is out, or they still have an opportunity, as well as Prairie View? Because you know it's wacky in the SWAC West.
It's gonna be tough, Kyle. I think they should take one game at a time and see what kind of cards they're being dealt, because clearly they have issues in personnel problems, and they got to correct some things on special teams. So it's going to be tough. I think the West right now is going to be decided between Southern and Alcorn.
Okay, all right. So the Braves are going to, I guess, fulfill all the dreams from the coaches and the SIDs at the beginning of the season when they were chosen to be the representatives out of the SWAC West. But we got a showdown that's coming up in in your neck of the woods, Coach, with your alma mater, Jackson State.
Yes, sir.
All right, FAMU, Jackson State. How you see it, man?
Well, you know, shout out to TC Taylor. If he have his team ready to play, I don't see it being close. A lot of people saying, you know,
time out. What'd you say? Jackson State, you don't see it being close? What?
I don't see it being close. You know, I give a lot of credit to Coach Coles. You know, he doesn't have the team that Coach Willis Simmons had, but he's doing an excellent job of coaching. He's doing an excellent job of managing the game.
Okay.
The talent is clearly with Coach T.C. Taylor, with Herb Mulligan, Travis Terrell, the big wide receiver he has, and then the players that he has on defense. This Tiger team is loaded with talent, and of course, Jacoby and Morgan, the big quarterback. If he comes in and manages the game well, I see the Tigers winning at least by 2 touchdowns.
All right. So Coach sees the Tigers of Jackson State, which you got to give them some kudos and give them some love. They, as well as NCCU and FAMU, were the 3 HBCU representatives in the FCS top 25 polls. Congratulations to all 3 of those guys. I believe A&M was tied at 25th, NCCU at 20th. And, you know, hey, that's pretty good right now. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, you know, anytime you can have 3 of the top teams in the top 25, you know, it shows the leadership and the character of all 3 HBCU teams. You know, these guys are doing a phenomenal job, and let's hope they can keep up the good work.
Take that back, guys. The American Football Association poll, it was Jackson State at number 25, Florida A&M. Those guys are at 18, and NCCU is tied at 21st in the country at this particular time. So that's great to see all three of those guys. But, Coach, you know, there's another team that you kind of have fondness to and is close to your heart, and that's with Coach Mickey Joseph and those guys at Grambling. Let's listen to.
We're here once again. You know, coming up short. You know, we got to figure out, you know, how to not put ourselves in those situations. Thought the defense played well, except for 2 plays. You know, the long run and the deep ball. So I thought they did a really good job of slowing them down, didn't let them march up and down the field, kept the quarterback contained to probably the last play, you know, when he broke a tackle and put him in good field goal range. And offense, we got to continue to get better. We wasn't hitting on all cylinders. You know, we got to do better with the protection. Got to do better just across the board on the offense side of the ball. We got to keep our quarterback upright. We got to get him to start playing better also. And it all starts with me. And, you know, so we'll go back and we'll look at some things today and see what we need to do to get this offense jump started.
Well, you know, right now, I think they're trying to do something that Miles is not accustomed to doing.
What is that?
He's not a dual threat quarterback. He's a prolific pocket passer. He's a pro style quarterback. He needs to be under center. But you know, they see a different style in it. And right now, I don't think that's working or that fits his skill set. Now, clearly, it's Grambling. They have talent all over the field. And Kyle, I just want to say, man, everybody in this league just loves to throw the ball. And I get it. I understand it. When you throw the ball, you know, the fans go crazy. But Grambling has 2 of the best running backs in the conference. And when they went away from the run, I thought they just gave Alcorn life because they were getting 10, 15 yards of pop running the ball, and they just went away from it. And,
why is that happening, though, Coach? Because it also happened sort of in the Texas Southern game. You heard Coach Dishman talking about Atheon Renfro. He did a great job. He was outrunning guys. He was like a hybrid between Marshawn Lynch and the bus there, right? He was really giving it to them, and then all of a sudden they got away from him.
Yeah. Well, now the receiving core are better in the conference. You know, receivers are getting drafted at a high rate in our conference now. Back in the old days, you know, you had those first round of guys going in the first round. It's getting kind of back like that. And so I think the coordinators are past happy now. But the running back position is coming back. And so we got some great running backs in this league. I think these coaches need to give the ball to their running backs. I know it's not exciting football, but you can clearly see when these guys touch that ball. Gave Alcorn a chance, and they went in there and they capitalized.
All right, let's continue listening to Coach Mickey Joseph of Grambling State University.
Special teams, I thought we played well for the most part. We missed some calls, you know, especially calls when they come from the sideline. The kid gets out there, they hear something else. So we got to do a better job of just saying, hey, go with the call that's you hear from the sideline. Because I don't know if somebody changed the call, but the kid was confused. The 2 punt returns, you know, was really good. We thought we should have scored on it, but we didn't. So we'll go back and look at everything today. But, you know, just coming up short like that kind of stings a little bit, especially, you know, with the kids.
Hey, Coach. All right. Again, you hear another coach talking specifically about a player and what went wrong more than right.
Right.
Is that, I mean, Mickey doesn't have a pro background like Dishman.
Well, you're talking about the preseason SWAC player of the year and Miles Crowley. And you got to find a way, because you don't want this on your coaching resume that you couldn't get the preseason guy to perform at a high level. Clearly, this kid is a pro, so you got to find a way to find his skill set and make him capitalize at what he's doing, Kyle, because the kid didn't play bad. He had that one interception where he was scrambling or whatever. But I think right now they're trying to make him do something that he's really not skillful at. I just don't think he's a dual threat kid. He needs to be on the center where he can run that ball, do a little play action, and throw the deep ball, what he's good at. And I think Grambling still has a chance, Kyle. They just got to go back to the drawing board. The defense plays lights out. Coach Doolin and that offense has to get it together. And I'm quite sure he's going to do that. But right now, I think it's just not Grambling. I think a lot of our teams they love to throw the ball, man, when they have talented running backs like Texas Southern, Grambling, and Jackson.
Is that why you feel there's a inconsistency in some of the offensive outputs that we're seeing right now in the SWAC?
You're right. You hit it dead on the nail. We got to be more of a balanced attack. You got to be able to run it and throw it, but you got to know when to do that. And, just get into a rhythm. These guys are veteran coaches. They know what they got to do. And so they just got to get it done because, like I say, man, Grambling has one of the best running backs in the conference.
Okay. All right, guys. If you I want to hear your outputs out there. If you're going to listen to what we're saying on YouTube or even in some of the chat rooms, just go ahead and just tell me how you feel. Let's see how your thoughts are. We able to take some questions as well. So those are some pretty good analysis that you have there, Coach. And I think right now, when you look at the SWAC and you look at the standings there and some of the scores, you have to say right now we see a separation that's starting to occur, right? Pine Bluff, that upset over Prairie View. A lot of people thought Prairie View was going to win. They were 7.5-point favorite. But Pine Bluff, who really played Alcorn pretty tough, and they were leading that game until they lost it in the end, of course. And then you have Alcorn defeating Grambling. Some people thought Alcorn, like you said, was going to fall to Grambling at home at Eddie G. Robinson Stadium. Then you have Alabama A&M that just whooped up on Bethune-Cookman 56-12, and as well as Alabama State 54, Mississippi Valley State 17. Now, this is a very interesting game right there. The young man that has been a quarterback for Eddie Robinson Jr. for 3 weeks had a great game, and he also was the SWAC co-offensive player of the week, and that's Mr. Key. What do you think about his performance?
Outstanding kid. I think they have a bright future with this kid at quarterback. But I've talked to some people in Montgomery, and it's kind of hot down there, Kyle. They hadn't got over the Andrew Body situation. And let's face it, unless Jackson or FAMU messes up, Alabama State, they might be out of the race. And so this is year 4 for him. This is the year that they thought he was going to get it done. Clearly it didn't happen. And so unless something else occur, it's hot in Montgomery right now.
Okay, Coach. Hot in Montgomery. It wasn't that hot when I was there 2 weeks ago, but yeah, well, the Rattlers did burn it up on the field afterward. So, but it was pretty good to see. Let's take a short break, guys. We're going to be back to be able to wrap up the show. But, Coach, you bring some good analysis to everybody. And don't forget, guys, you can check us out at hbclegends.net, where I'm right for Sports Illustrated, and it's a great time that we have that we're giving you guys some good content. Matter of fact, Alabama State and Alabama A&M in the Magic City Classic, Coach, they've been elevated up to ESPNU. All right, so we can talk a little bit about that when we get back as well. Okay, so here we go.
This is it. Our last night sharing a room. Tomorrow we'll be in our new home.
They told you buying a home would take years, but didn't help you start. Still, you kept trying.
You'll have a yard to play in, a place to dream.
Hope makes it happen. With tailored mortgage solutions, Hope Credit Union makes home ownership happen for thousands of people, regardless of income or credit. Brighter futures begin with Hope.
Is that your new Nissan Rogue?
Yeah, crazy story. So this morning, I'm at the Nissan Thrill of Summer sales event, taking a test drive. When Dave, the sales guy, is like, "You're gonna love this." He shows me the best-in-class fuel economy and lets me know it's recommended by Consumer Reports. When Dave says, "These cars are going fast,"
First of all,
I knew I had to have that Rogue.
I mean, guys were...
Nissan offers 6 vehicles starting under $30,000, like Rogue, with 2.9% financing for 60 months.
Hey, sweet new gear. It's like Best Buy hooked you guys up.
Pretty sick, right?
What is that?
That's our traveling trophy. Oh, that's what's up, man.
Ah, a goat for the goats. Fits these pro-level setups.
Last year's trophy.
Not a goat.
Nope.
What if you could get all the latest and greatest gaming gear from one place?
Time to call a credit repair company to fix my credit. Hold the phone, man. You can do it yourself with Credit Versio. That's way too hard. Call the credit repair company. Most credit repair companies only work on 1 or 2 accounts at a time, making it slow and expensive. You won't figure that out for months. Ignore him. Credit Versio's brilliant software scans all 3 credit bureaus, finds the accounts that are hurting your score, and guides you through the entire process. Anyone can do it. Let's fast forward and see the results. Wow, I fixed my own credit and saved hundreds. You can do this. Visit creditversio.com.
Come to McDonald's and treat yourself to the Grandma McFlurry today.
All right, Coach Darryl Stewart is on the phone with us, and Coach Chinnisberry had a bye week. I wanted to kind of play a little bit about what his thoughts were going into that bye week.
Guys were cramping. I mean, it was a tough, hard-fought victory, and that brings us closer as a football team. It really does, and getting them to believe and getting the mindset right, awesome. Because it was so many situations in that game where we had a chance to put that team away, but they just kept. We were shooting ourselves in the foot quite a bit, but they just kept on plugging along. And kudos out to Coach. I tell you what, I had to spend a lot of time with Coach prior to the game, Coach Wilder, Bobby Wilder, which is a longtime vet in his coaching profession, and spent a lot of time with him after the game. And then he sent me a message that really made me feel proud about the football team. He had sent me a message yesterday just talking about how well coached we were and how hard our guys played. And, he looks at our football team as, one of the top programs in the FCS. I mean, and that was kudos just hearing it come from him. And I think we're heading in the right direction. Are we there yet? Absolutely, we're not there yet. We still have some growing pains that we're trying to figure out and learn and grow. And when you're building the culture that you want to build, it takes time to build it the way you want it. But I think we're heading in the right direction. But that win really brought us closer, and it was good for our conference as well. To be able to represent the MEAC and go out of conference and win against a good OVC team, it brings joy to my heart, but it also brings pride and resilience and love amongst our program.
That was Coach Chinnisberry. What are your thoughts about what he's doing for the Bulldogs at this time?
Oh, man, Coach Chinnisberry, one of our big icons in the conference and in HBCU. I think he's doing an outstanding job revitalizing that program at South Carolina State, man. He's in the hunt. He might be the only team that can give North Carolina Central a scare. And so I just think right now he's doing an outstanding job at South Carolina State. And he might do it in year 1, Kyle. And so
it's always a chance, right?
Yeah, It's always a chance. He's had some outstanding wins, but that game between South Carolina State and North Carolina Central, it could be sold out.
It's going to be on Halloween, guys, in Orangeburg. Oh, man, we're talking about some Phantom of the Opera type of stuff. Some what's that, Ichabod Crane type of stuff happening down there. Look, Tennessee State, they had a big win this past week against Eastern Illinois, and it's a big win because that program has been taking a lot of hits from their OVC conference foes, and to be able to win definitively as they did on homecoming, is Eddie George turning that program in the right direction as well?
Eddie George is doing an outstanding job at Tennessee State, and shout out to the Tennessee State administration for giving their first-year head coach time. They didn't come in and rubber his feathers, Kyle. They let him run his program, and Eddie George is responding. This win right now solidifies him as a top head coach in HBCU football, because I don't think they've beaten Eastern Illinois since the Cole Brothers days. And so, hey, he's doing an outstanding job there. He just got to keep up the good work, and he's in the hunt to win the OVC. Am I correct?
Yeah, he is.
So, he's following his process. He's doing an outstanding job. Let's hope they can keep him, Kyle.
That's a good point. Who will come knocking on his door? The Towson Tigers shut down Coach Odoms and Norfolk State Spartans. We talked about this on HBCU Legends podcast. Coach Odoms, man, a good guy, but it doesn't look like it's going to be sustainable at this point. Am I correct? What's your take?
You hit it dead on the nail, Mr. Mosley. I just think right now the culture has ran its course, and he tried at Norfolk. Coach Odoms is an outstanding coach, but sometimes it just doesn't happen. And when you're trying to revitalize those struggling programs, it's gonna take time. And
that's what my wife said about me. When trying to revitalize your old body, Cal, it's gonna take a lot of time. Well, you must have been listening to those tapes there she put out. But to all seriousness about Coach Odoms, man, I think if he, and I don't want to project anybody losing a job. That's not what we're trying to do here. But do you think there's another program that could be able to utilize Coach Odoms if he were to be able to get on the market, just like Fred McNair? I think there's going to be some opportunities for him next season as well.
Well, you look at what Coach Odoms did at Southern. Every year in the SWAC championship game, won a SWAC championship.
National championship too.
Yeah, national championship. Then when you go to a struggling program where you got to change the culture, not just with the players, but the administration, the community, everybody, it takes time. And, only the strong can survive those programs. And, you had a lot of people saying before he went to Norfolk State, why did he do it? But, he's a good coach. He wants to coach. And I think a program like a Bethune could use him. If not as a defensive coordinator, I think he can help he can help some programs in HBCU as well, like Coach McNair is doing at Southern. So definitely, it just takes time, Kyle.
Yeah. All right. The Hornets of Delaware State, we kind of anticipate they would fall to Robert Morris. Tuskegee, the Golden Tigers, they took care of business and they got rid of Lane Dragons. They vanquished the Dragons.
I had Tuskegee to win, though.
Yeah, you did. I remember, and they did. They took care of business. NCCU really took care of business, and they just shut down the Dragons of Virginia Lynchburg, which this is the second game in a row that Virginia Lynchburg did not score any points. Last week it was with Texas Southern at their homecoming, 28-0. The Trojans of Virginia State rebounded and they defeated Bowie State. Wow, Bowie State is moonwalking at this time. So I don't like what's happening there, but it's happening. But Coach, the Trojans, they're still in the mix over there to try to win that CIAA. Benedict lost to the Thoroughbreds of Kentucky State. Man, now that was a shock. Yeah, that was a big upset, 23-21. And Virginia Union, they took care of business against Elizabeth City Vikings, 35-0. The Yellow Jackets keep on winning at West Virginia State. They defeated the Concord Mountain Lions. That was a big win for that program as well, because a lot of people believe the Concord guys were going to go in and win. What's your thoughts about Virginia State, West Virginia State at this time?
You know, I had West Virginia State to upset them, and they must have been listening.
They were listening to you, Coach.
They clearly went in with a game plan and had a great victory. But, you know, big win for their program, and let's hope they can continue the success.
Okay, and the Howard Bison. I think that was homecoming for them, right?
Right.
Yeah, they took care of Sacred Heart, man, 21-14. I thought the VP and the presidential candidate Kamala Harris was going to make an appearance. I didn't hear anything, so she must chose to do something different. Winston-Salem State, the Rams got back in the winning column against Shaw Bears, 34-14. All right, Coach, let's kind of wrap this up right now. If we look at the state of HBCU football, who are the top 5 in your opinion?
Well, right now, number 1, of course, Jackson State Tigers. Number 2, the FAMU.
Time out. He said, of course. Now, that's spoken like a true Jacksonian. Hold on. Jackson State number 1. Go ahead, Doc.
FAMU at 2.
FAMU number 2. All right.
And then I have Alcorn at 3, Southern University at 4, and Grambling State at 5.
Okay, hold on. Let's go over this again. JSU number 1, right? Then FAMU number 2. Then Alcorn number 3.
Yeah, I got Alcorn number 3.
Over NCCU?
I thought you was talking about the SWAC.
Oh no. Okay, no. Let's talk about all HBCU football. Okay. Now it's making sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just thought you were talking about this. Well, we're talking about everybody, of course. NCCU at 1.
Okay.
Jackson State at 2. FAMU at 3. South Carolina State at 4.
Okay.
And Alcorn at 5.
South Carolina State at number 4, you said?
Yeah.
All right. And who's number 5?
Alcorn.
The Braves. Oh, man. How did Braves jump all the way up to number 5?
Man, you know, when you hear these Southern Jaguar fans and you look, everybody saying a great job that Coach Cedric Thomas is doing. You know, a lot of people saying that's Coach Fred McNabb team he's doing it with. But, man, the big win over Grambling this weekend for Cedric Thomas to go in there in that hole. They hadn't beat Grambling since 2005, Kyle.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, since 2005. Big win for his resume, for him as a head coach to go in there and do that, Kyle. If he can win the SWAC in year 1, it'll solidify him for Coach of the Year.
Yeah, it's a big turnaround from what happened at the beginning of the season. And like I said, that's validation for all of these SIDs and as well as the coaches who thought Alcorn State would win the SWAC West. All right, guys, I'm Kyle T. Mosley of the HBCU Legends as well as the Black Sports Insiders. That's Daryl Stewart. He is my co-host on the HBCU Legends podcast. Check us out, follow us. Much love, and let's have a great week. Talk to you later.